well, so she cannot be here today. All right. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Yes, sir. There is one addition, add on to item number 10, updated application for Ms. Metro.
Shamgar Connors. No.
Oh, sorry. Shamgar Connors, Heartwood District. Last year, you might remember, I rolled up here as the Pimp of Pride. My unicorn. Hello, everyone. Shamgar Connors, Heartwood District. But today, I identify as the Pimp of Pride. But this year, I've leveled up and ascended to my final form, the superhero known as Captain Gaybees. Oh, yeah. My baby. Now, our community needed a hero, and clearly the hero is me. I'm here, let me put on sparkle farts. I'm here to defend all the sexual and gender identities, the gays, lesbians, trans, queers, A's, the plus sign, the ones they haven't defended yet, and the two-spirit ghost that lives in the Wi-Fi. With great power comes great rainbow responsibility. Now, I'm here to celebrate the massive accomplishments and W's of the LGBT community that is racked up, and we should all be so proud of. One, trans community, they're absolutely dominating the permanent life game over attempt rate at 43%. That's not just participation. That's elite level commitment. Regular male prisoners, around 17%, females 3%, but trans women, a glorious 62% of convicted sex offenders. No one else is even in the same league. Now, we've also got sky-high HIV rates, world record partner counts, elevated cancers, mental health crises on steroids, and high special crime categories involving kids. These are the kind of unprecedented W's that scream, this community deserves its own official government month more than anyone else. Now, it's honestly tragic that all the other letters in the LGBTQIA+ have to cram into one measly June and share the spotlight with the gays. That's not inclusive, that's oppression. But think about the ones who identify as attack helicopters, the minor attracted persons who rebranded, the folks who only get turned on by feet and Crocs. They all deserve their own month too. So in the future, guys, we got to do this. I demand July be puppy mask month. August will be full gimp suit month. September, leather daddy and harness appreciation month. Now, we just keep going until every single fetish, kink, and made-up identity gets its own official county proclamation. Fair is fair, bigots. Well, listen, Stafford still needs to do more. We're falling dangerously behind. Let's step it up like Fairfax and host a full pride parade where drag queens read sexually explicit books to toddlers in the front row. That's the gold standard of family fun. We need our police cruisers painted in full rainbow like they do in Richmond with taxpayer dollars, because nothing says protect and serve like rolling up in a rainbow-wrapped glitter bomb sparkle meal that screams, I identify as a pride float. Now, we also need, like Richmond, a mandatory LGBTQ training for every officer, because we all know the best way to fight crime is teaching police to be sexually attracted to fecal matter in the hole it comes out of. In Fredericksburg, they send police liaisons to pride parades. Replace American flags with queer flags all June. That's progress, baby. Stafford is embarrassing itself by comparison. Now, sure, some boring people say that sexual orientation is a private, personal matter, and government shouldn't be waving flags for it. Then they whine, this is all self-segregation, Black History Month, Heritage Pride Month, and it's not unity, it's organized division that trains us to see each other by race, ethnicity, our behaviors first and America's second. Too bad we have an agenda to push. Thank you, guys. Now go out there and make sure June is so extra that straight people identify as questioning just to survive the month.
All right.
To kind of wrap up and not be, I guess, confrontational or meant to, cause consternation. It's crazy to me that we are not concerned with people in the Epstein file and pedophilia with the same energy as we do for recognizing a month.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
And, you know, at one point, me sitting here wasn't even a possibility. And I wouldn't even be here, and I was once viewed in the same light. So, you know, progress is always painful and slow, but yeah, I'm not. I'll just say this: judge not, lest ye be judged.
Jesus' command not to judge others could be the most widely quoted of his sayings, even though it is almost invariably quoted in complete disregard of its context. Here is Jesus' statement: "Do not judge, or you too will be judged." Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. Many people use this verse in an attempt to silence their critics, interpreting Jesus' meaning as "you don't have the right to tell me I'm wrong." Taken in isolation, Jesus' command, "do not judge," does indeed seem to preclude all negative assessments. However, there is much more to the passage than those three words. The Bible's command that we not judge others does not mean we cannot show discernment. Immediately after Jesus says, "Do not judge," he says, "Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs." Matthew chapter 7, verse 6. A little later in the same sermon, he says, "Watch out for false prophets. By their fruit you will recognize them." Verses 15 and 16. How are we to discern who are the dogs, the pigs, and the false prophets unless we have the ability to make a judgment call on doctrine and deeds? Jesus is giving us permission to tell right from wrong. Also, the Bible's command that we not judge others does not mean all actions are equally moral or that truth is relative. The Bible clearly teaches that truth is objective, eternal, and inseparable from God's character. Anything that contradicts the truth is a lie. But of course, to call something a lie is to pass judgment. To call adultery or murder a sin is likewise to pass judgment, but it's also to agree with God.
I got to say it. I got to go down this road because we talked today about, you know, recognition of Pride Month, and now we're going to transition into this proclamation. Last year was the first year that we did this, and shocker to all of those out there, the sky did not fall, the government didn't explode, and we didn't turn any cars in Stafford into glittering pride bombs. Okay. It's almost, to me, a little bit of gaslighting to come in here and to ask, well, I don't understand, when Google is free and you can type it in and gain some knowledge into why these things are important. And you know, as a person who represents many different communities proudly, I understand the importance to be able to look and see yourself and a light at the end of the tunnel of where you could potentially go. And so, you know, when we talk about faith, you know, it's important. The greatest commandment is to love thy neighbor. And if in your speech and how you communicate, I can't hear love, I don't see love, then I don't believe it's of God. And even in accountability and holding people accountable, there's a way that you do that so that they know that you care about them and you represent the faith. And so that's just how I see that. You know, I've served in the military, served in law enforcement, served in various capacities. And so when we talk about fighting for people's freedom and what America stands for, I get a little upset when people try to tarnish that and to put it in their own viewpoint and pull it away from what it really means. And the last thing I'll say about this is I fight for everybody. I love everybody. Whether you see the world as I do, whether you believe I have a right to exist or a right to be me, that's irrelevant. I can find common ground with everyone. But I also think that it's important that I do stand proudly as the person that I am, because all of that makes me the person that I am. And you will find at times that I disagree with everybody, whether it be the black community, the gay community, the military community, the law enforcement community, the Christian community. I don't agree with everybody on everything, but it is important, again, to be able to see yourself in everything, what you can aspire to be and where you can go. And I think that's what we have represented here. And, by telling somebody that it's okay to be yourself doesn't mean that we're dismissing anybody else's beliefs. We can all get along and acknowledge one another. And part of historic these months is to recognize the history, the pain, and the things that have gone on in our country's history. And so with that, I will say I'm excited that for the second year in a row, we're recognizing Pride. Because if you are part of the LGBTQIA plus community, you too can be successful. You too can add to this beautiful community in this country, and you are loved.